All right, today we're moving on to Module 3, Section 5, Proving Segment Relationships. Again, here we're learning how to write proofs, proving segment relationships. And so we're going to kind of transition more into the world of geometry with proofs than we have been, but using still a lot of the skills that we were supposed to have learned in prior units. And so the first thing we're really reviewing here, now it's officially a postulate now, which is why they call it postulate 3.9, but we know this is the segment addition postulate. And we've already talked about this in class. Segment addition is AB plus BC makes AC. The two little parts of the line segment make up the entire line segment. So AB part plus the BC part would make the whole thing the AC part. So it's just saying the two pieces make the whole, and it's, if you're doing that with addition and you're talking about segments, it's simply segment addition. And so now we're going to write a proof, and notice this proof is all geometry now. Now they're going to give you the training wheels. We're going to call these the training wheels over here. So stuff to fill in to start out. And so you start every proof with the given. For this problem, the given is segment QT is congruent to segment RV. And so you would write that down. The first step is the given. Now, you always got to figure out, what is the given saying? Why are they telling me that? Well, they're telling me that because congruent means they're equal. And so QT is equal to RV, because that's what congruent means. Now, if I just look at the picture, what can I know from the picture? The picture, if I just look at from Q to T, right? From Q to T, just look at this part, then QR plus RT makes the whole thing QT, right? Which is what they put here for the first thing. If I look at this part, RV, the first part RT plus the last part TV makes the whole thing RV, which is what they put right here. And so those two little parts make the whole segment, is what we called just a second ago segment addition postulate. Now, they are saying they know right here that QR plus RT equals QT. So they can plug it in. And that RT plus TV equals RV. So they can plug it in. And so there, instead of QT equals RV, I'm going to have QR plus RT equals RT plus TV. And plugging in is called substitution. Now, for the next step, they show you the work. They show you they're going to minus RT to both sides. And they call it subtraction property. Anytime I do something to both sides, it is that property. And then they just do the work. RT minus RT cancels out, so it's just QR left. RT minus RT cancels out, so it's just TV left. When I do the work, that, remember, is called simplify. And then if they're equal, that means they're congruent by the definition of congruence. And so really read through these as you got the training wheels ones to kind of understand the order. It will help you on future ones down the road. Now, we have these properties. We know these properties. This is just saying they're equally as good with congruence as they were with just equal signs. So we had before reflexive property, A equals A. And now we have segment AB congruent to segment AB. I want to stand by it. Reflexive property, as proofs get harder, reflexive property is one we're going to start using more and more. So in this unit, maybe is not something that's that important, but it's going to become very, very important and useful for us. Symmetric property, they're going to kind of force down our throats in this unit, but it's not hugely important. And transitive property, we'll have other ways to think through it, I think, but it is very useful. Again, some people call it the law of syllogism as well, or it is, the same thing as the law of syllogism. But, two things, if A, B, and E, F are both equal to C, D, then they have to be equal to each other. That's the transitive property, very useful property. And so now this given has three parts to it up here at the top. And they always give a picture for the geometry ones. So in our homework, we're going to write down the given, the proof, and the drawing. You're going to have to write down all three on a piece of paper. I'm not going to give you very many problems because it's more writing. But you need to write down the given, the proof, and the drawing, and then the proof. Now, for right now, we're still going to have these training wheels. Right? So they break the given up. I would probably do the given all at once. They break the given up. It's kind of codependent or not dependent. It kind of is your own personal opinion. So R is the midpoint of segment QS and T is the midpoint of segment VS. So they're never wasting my time with the given. Why are they telling me this? How is that useful? Well, what does midpoint mean? Midpoint means it splits it into two equal parts. So if R is the midpoint of QS, what are the equal parts? QR and RS. Same thing, if T up here is the midpoint of the whole thing, VS, what are the equal parts? VT and TS. And so that was just because we know what the word midpoint means, that we could write that in step 2, definition of midpoint. Right. Then they write down the other given. And then right here, how they go from step 3 to 4. Really how they go from step 2 to 3 to 4. Right? 2 to 3 to 4. Well, look at where VT is. Right? VT is here. And so they're saying, hey, if QR is converted to VT, I can put QR in VT's place. Right? Or if they're both VT equal to VT, that means they're equal to each other. And so I would say it's substitution, but it's equally as much transitive property. So either answer there would be good. Right? Now, because they're lining up step 6 for transitive, they're going to use symmetric. I don't think symmetric is that important, but you need to know what it is. You just flip the things around. So if they say use symmetric, you're just flipping them around. Right? And so TS is equal to QR right here. We just said it. Up here, we said QR is equal to RS. And so if TS is equal to QR and QR is equal to RS, then TS has to be equal to RS. And that is transitive property. All right. Again, there, if you called that substitution, I wouldn't say you were wrong. Now we have to practice these. Again, as you practice given, proof, drawing, write out the proof. Just 4 problems on the homework today. Jump around and try to get you the training wheels ones. Good luck. Let me know if you need help.